Step is one of the more classic areas of HardOps, but it has been enhanced for this new non-destructive era. However, the functionalities of its previous destructive counterparts still remain. So if we press Control tilde, we can bring up the mini helper of hops. And from here, we can see that our workflow is set to non-destructive and we're set to angle. Angle is referring to what the bevel is going to do whenever you activate a bevel. If we were to add a bevel right now, it would add an angle, but if we change it to weight, it would add a bevel with weight, which means that if we were to add a bevel at this moment, nothing would happen to the cube because there are no markings on the cube. So here we are adding a bevel, and you can see that even though I'm adjusting the width, because it's set to weight, nothing is going to happen. So I'm going to right click and cancel that, and we'll jump back to angle for this. And I'll press Q and we'll just roll in a bevel, and I'll press 1 in order to reset the settings of bevel to a 0.5, and we have our first bevel set up. Another thing I want to bring up is that in the bottom left corner of the screen you can see how it's talking about one angle modifier bevel. The modifier list is important for you to be aware of what's going on with your stack at all times, even if you're not able to see it always on the right side of the screen. So here we have our first bevel added. The next thing I'm going to do is go into operations and we'll choose to step. Notice that a new bevel was added at 50% of the previous one. No bevels were applied, so now we have 2 bevels in our stack. Thanks to the power of sort inside of HardOps, that means that if we were to perform a Boolean operation just using a cube, it will just automatically sort and just come out looking all right. In fact, we could press 1 to fix the auto smoothing of this. You'll notice that all the time when I'm using bevel, I'll just press 1, which is just a reset of sorts. And with the shape selected, we'll alt click in order to add a weighted normal. So if we look at our stack, we now have a bevel, a boolean, a bevel, and a weighted normal. So of course, because these are all stacked up live, there are certain areas where it's just not going to work out for you. Like for example, if we wanted this to work out, we would need to get in and analyze what is causing this failure. Of course, the failure is that we have a new bevel colliding with an older bevel, and if we were in bevel, we press Z, we can actually see what's going on. So when these sort of things happen, normally I would just nudge the object over or nudge the object all the way over. But working in flats is a good way to kind of show these tools in action without having to talk extensively about mesh troubleshooting and topological correction and assisting bevels all at the same time. But now that we have this bevel in place, everything's looking good with the surface. We can go under operations and we can step it again. Notice that there's now bevel, boolean, bevel, and another bevel, and all of these are angle bevels, meaning that changes made to the greater form can affect all of these and cause a cascading issue of failure. So sometimes it's better to work destructively for that reason. I duplicated this cube and we're just going to perform a difference from our cube menu, and now we have this bevel being cut at this last level. Of course, depending on where the geometry is, this may or may not work out. So it's a battle of widths and angles to make this sort of workflow work, but it's one that once you get the hang of it, it can become quite rewarding. In fact, I love hitting it with a non-destructive step, going in and just performing a slice. And alternatively to just stepping the way that you see me doing, I could also Control Shift click bevel to add a new bevel and just press X to drop it. And because it didn't catch any of the previous edge issues, I'm able to just continue working with it, and we're able to just kind of build this shape up while just keeping all of our bevels live. But notice that the closer I get to the edges of other bevels, the more problematic things could be. So I'm going to take this in local mode for a moment, and we will just shift click ever scroll to scroll through the modifiers just to do a recap. So first we start off with our angle bevel, then our first difference, then another bevel, then another difference, then another bevel, then an inset, then another boolean, then another bevel, and then another boolean, more booleans, all the way until the end, until finally we put our last bevel on and we add the weighted normal, getting us this result. So that's one way that you could be using steps. So I'm going to Control N and make a new file. And from here, we're going to talk about weight. So jumping over to weight, we just want to use weight, which will make bevels come in as weight. But also these two icons are for adding weighted normals whenever you use C# or using hardened normals whenever you use bevels. There's some occasions where you'll want hardened normals, more on that later, but just letting you know what these two buttons are for. So now that we're set to weight, let's press Q and bevel, and we see that bevel is doing nothing, and this is because we're on weight. In fact, even our modifier stack over here tells us that we're on weight. So that means that nothing's going to happen. And if we look at it in edit mode, we see that there's no markings on the cube. So my favorite marking is, of course, sharpen. Once you sharp mark it, it will mark the edges that are meeting of a certain angle threshold, meaning that when we go in and we bevel, we can just bevel like so. In fact, even more interestingly is we can control I and just unmark everything else except this primary edge. And then whenever we bevel, we're just beveling just this front face. And so this is our first bevel that we're working on here. The thing about step is in destructive mode, what it will do is apply the bevel that we see right now. So this bevel that we're currently looking at, it's going to be applied and a new bevel is going to replace it. And it happens so fast that you can't see it, but just looking at it, I can tell that it's been replaced. So the thing is now how do we affect the bevel of our surface? Well, we're still underweight. And if we tap into edit mode, we see that it did the classic step thing of unmarking any sharp marked edges or edges with bevel weight and then hiding the mesh, which means that we're now set up for what I call hidden Boolean mesh behavior. This means that if the mesh is hidden in edit mode and we go in object mode and we perform a difference and we were to C#, it allows us to isolate the bevel to that area. And we see that it actually sharpened the entire form, which is something a little bit different than what we normally expect with it, but that is just step now. So continuing on, we'll go under operations and we'll step again. Notice that whenever I click it in destructive, that it will just remove the old bevel and put a new bevel there. And so the old one that we were looking at and admiring has been applied and all the sharp marked edges of bevel weight have been removed. So that means that it's a clean slate basically. Visually it doesn't look like it, but it actually is a clean slate, meaning that we can just perform a difference here. And then if we control click sharpen, we've now isolated our marking to just a specific area. So this is a really classic workflow and isn't so much used anymore. So it is strange to see people asking about it and having questions on it because nothing has really changed with this workflow for several years now. In fact, ever since Gleb did a video on it, we've aimed to keep things exactly the same. What I'm going to do here is select the shape and we're going to step it, and then we can perform a difference. And if we perform a sharpen, we now see that this area has now been isolated. But unlike the previous system that we're using, this area is no longer adjustable and this area is no longer adjustable, and only this area remains adjustable. In fact, we can continue working on this particular level where I can just cut in another shape. Of course, it's not going to show because there are no sharp marked edges for it to pick up with the bevel weight. So that means we have to C sharpen, which means it's going to apply it, calculate the markings, and then from there update the bevel modifier, allowing us to go in and adjust these particular levels as we see fit. So we can just press Q again, go under step. Notice that the moment I click this, the bevel modifier is going to change. It's going to look exactly the same, except that the number is just going to keep gradually changing over and over until finally we are, at the end of this. So here we have marked this particular area. We can see it being isolated, and this area is no longer adjustable because C sharpen will apply Boolean modifiers. That's the first job of C sharpen. In fact, if we look at the control, it's sharpen/apply mods, which equals C sharp. So we can go here, we can choose to step. This area has now been kind of merged into the surface and is no longer a thing. We'll just place our cube here, select both of them, difference, and now we have this area just set up at this particular moment in time. Before you can see the bevel come in, that means you can actually get in and make adjustments to the mesh still by recalling your cutter and moving it around and doing whatever it is that you need to do. But the moment that you control click sharpen, that mesh has been applied and you are now at the point of no return where this has been applied, and basically the only markings you're dealing with are for the exposed new area of the Boolean modifier that was just applied. So we will just go under step and click it to apply that into the surface, and we'll just bring in another cube and perform a difference, and just control clicking sharpen, we can just adjust this area all on its own. And so that in a nutshell is how you would get the most out of using C sharp and step in order to create these sort of areas. And you can see that I'm able to still press the bevel keys to adjust the auto smooth and shading of this particular area and get it even more rounded. In fact, this area has 21 segments. Sheesh Louise, maybe not that. and we will just go under operations and click step, and I will just place another cube to really bring this point home about how step works, because really there's no need to use this as a workflow anymore. It really exists as kind of a historical feature. Users in the past really loved it. However, going forward, it just seemed that Blender was changing in a way that was going to cut us short on our vision for it. But it still exists and is always there for you if you're trying to work very destructively, as you see me doing here, where you're working with each bevel, graduating one by one, just dealing with each area, just kind of babying it. But it does require that you manage the surface. In fact, let's go ahead and choose to step this, and I'm just going to Alt-H, unhide everything. And if we look at this in edit mode, we can see that there's some areas that definitely got impacted a bit. And if we were to say change this over to angle, we see that those areas get caught. We see that many areas get caught. So whenever you're working in step, there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration to be able to jump back and forth between these various types of workflows. So once you start working this way, you can't even get back to angle. In fact, this area is so destroyed, I almost am curious in how one could fix it. I don't think there's any way to fix that. However, it's always a curiosity to try. So what I will do is press C, circle select everything in this area, Control G, and we'll just go under add modifier smooth and just roll it a little bit, and we'll set our vertex group to that particular area. Maybe click invert to invert which area it's affecting. And we'll just look at this to see if smoothing it out at all was able to help. And we see that it helped a little bit, but this area is just destroyed. So this is just one of the byproducts of working inside of a step that we would run into in the past. That's part of why we use the current workflow that we use now. So instead of wasting my time fixing all this, we're just going to continue on. So I'm going to bring in a cube, and let's press Control tilde, and we'll jump back over to angle, and I'm just going to press Q and add in a bevel. And from here, I'm just going to Control Shift click bevel in order to add a new bevel. And we see that it says that there's two bevels. If we press X, we drop it at a half bevel. This means that whenever I use box cutter, I'm now cutting on that new bevel level. And we can select this and Control Shift click bevel to add another bevel, and we're able to continue cutting. However, we see that geometric issues exist now. So if we just move the cutter around, we see that we're able to kind of alleviate these shading issues, which sometimes is just the easiest way to deal with things instead of just getting in and applying it and fandangling with the geometry. In fact, if I really wanted to fix this, I would just jump to the first bevel and maybe just lower that level a little bit, and then just adjust the auto smooth and set some sharpening. And now we're able to continue on because we're no longer cutting into this curvature. Curvature is a whole nother battle altogether. And when it comes to the bevel and fighting curvature, that's just a whole nother talk in itself. But as you see, I'm able to stack these non-destructively, which causes them to update like pretty much instantly. So if I were to select this and use step, we see that step was used non-destructive, meaning that it just added a new bevel. That means that the moment I begin cutting, the bevel is already reflecting the information on the cut. So it could be confusing to some who are jumping in the step and trying to use it of why isn't the bevel updating on screen. It's because, once you're using weight, it requires weight marked data in order for that to show up. But let's go into operations, we'll step it again. And this is a type of tool test that I do all the time, where I'll just go in and just take a box to box city with multiple bevel levels just to kind of practice the balancing act of balancing multiple angle and boolean and bevel mods all at the same time while keeping everything alive. But I feel that this is more in the direction of where Blender is going at this time than the destructive way that I was showing previously. But when the going gets tough and you're creating something that requires it, step is definitely there for you in the exact same shape that it was back in the day. So I'm just going to select everything and control click on blank material to give it a blank material. And we'll just bring down another cut, and we see that each of these cuts we're able to just work into this area, and there's quite a few modifiers happening here. In fact, if I wanted to, I could go under step, add another step, And now I'm cutting on a level even smaller than the ones that are on the geometry surrounding it. So we continue on. I'll put in one of my favorite cuts to try to deal with and position it just right, because if you hotline an edge, you're going to begin causing Boolean issues. And with step, these issues can only be exacerbated as you begin stacking and applying and stacking modifiers without any true inspection process. So just continuing on, just letting you know that there are two modes of step, and the same behavior is accomplished normally by just Control-Shift clicking when it comes to the non-destructive version. But if you are trying to experiment with the classic step, just changing it over to weight will allow you to do so. But just keep in mind that being aware of what's going on with the mesh and the changes happening are the key to getting the most out of the workflow. Otherwise, you're just going in blind without any idea, and you're just going to see things not show up and bevels not update and just be at a loss. So with that, I'll wrap up this video. I thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.